We know the Houston Texans liked them some Aireontae Ersery when they traded up to draft him in the second round, but they might love him more than we anticipated. And what does that mean for his 2025 role on the Houston Texans? I'll talk about it. Presented by my friends at The Perfect Jean. The best jeans you're ever going to find. 15% off, free exchanges, free shipping. Use my link in the description down below. Minnesota tackle Aireontae Ersery ended up being the 48th overall pick by the Houston Texans, their second round selection. They traded up 10 spots to go and get Ersery, showing some conviction in the offensive lineman. But, of course, that wasn't the only trade the Texans were ultimately trying to make. The rumor mill started last week. The Texans tried to move up to the 38th overall pick. We talked about it here on the channel. Maybe it was for Travion Henderson, the running back from Ohio State that ultimately the New England Patriots ended up picking at 38th overall. Could have been for defensive tackles, and maybe it was simply for Ersery himself. And Jonathan Alexander from the Houston Chronicles reporting that trade that the Texans tried to negotiate to get up to 38 with the New England Patriots, they were indeed hoping to get Aireontae Ersery with that 38th overall pick. Now, that was an expensive trade that I'm not sure any of us were really on board with. It was going to cost the Texans the 58th overall pick. It was going to cost the Texans the 79th overall pick. And it was going to cost the Texans a future third-round pick to move up those 20 spots to get to 38. But when you look at who was at 39, it adds to the seasoning of the reporting from Alexander that the Texans thought maybe Ersery was going to get snatched up. 39th overall, the Chicago Bears. The Bears were ultimately a team that drafted an offensive lineman, a tackle specifically, in the second round. They drafted a player out of Boston College at tackle. And the Texans, I'm sure, when they were looking around and they were kind of guessing and trying to think about what Chicago might do, they probably circled 38 as a spot they needed to get to, with the Bears at 39th overall. And so the Texans tried to make it happen. Ultimately, the Patriots said, no, we're not going to do it. And the Bears didn't take their tackle there. They took Luther Burden, the wide receiver from Missouri. Now, it's unknown if the Texans tried to work some more trades and were willing to pay quite a bit to go up there and get Aireontae Ersery, but ultimately it worked out great for him, as has it happened a lot of times for Nick Caserio. The initial move, wouldn't have loved it. The big draft pick investment to go up to 38 to get Aireontae Ersery or Travion Henderson or really anybody, I wouldn't have loved that move. But the pivot, Caserio's so good at pivoting and turning it into a better move, the pivot of a much cheaper trade up to still get Aireontae Ersery, well, that was a really good job by the Houston Texans to get Ersery. So if they felt confident to spend all that draft capital to go and get Aireontae Ersery, they must love the long-term potential of this player, but it also could speak to the short-term potential of this player. Now, the potential for you to have the perfect jeans is right there in front of you. Just use the link in the description down below. 15% off your perfect pair of jeans. I'm telling you, the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Hard for me to find jeans. I found these, the most comfortable jeans ever. They're lightweight, they're breathable, they're stretchy, and they are super comfortable. You're going to get 15% off, and you're going to get free shipping, and you're going to get free exchanges. Grab you a bunch, figure out which color and which style. Tons of styles, tons of colors for you. Check them out in the link in the description down below. So the investment in Ersery tells you that they like Aireontae Ersery a lot. The potential extreme investment really got me thinking about 2025. Look, the role for 2026 is clear and obvious. The role for 2026 and beyond is you're the franchise left tackle. They plop him there at left tackle, and he is the guy at left tackle for the next few years. It's obvious to see what the role is past 2025, but I've had a hard time finding out and figuring out exactly what they would do with Ersery in 2025, because as it stands right now, as you look at the offensive line, you've got a multi-year veteran who the Texans spent $12 million on in Cam Robinson, potentially the left tackle, and you've got a former second-round pick who the Texans really liked, drafted over some other offensive linemen. Sound familiar? and has played a little bit in the NFL in Blake Fisher. And Fisher was supposed to be sort of a project player where after a year in the NFL, he turns into a really impressive player, a more impressive version of himself. And that's where Fisher is headed right now to be the right tackle for the Houston Texans. Those are the trajectories. Cam Robinson at left tackle, Fisher at right tackle. But with the potential trade that fell apart and that level of investment, you don't make that level of investment in a player like Ersery, like the potential trade to 38. That's not the level of investment just to have a player sit and just kind of watch for a year, watch Cam Robinson, and then, hey, be ready in an emergency. That's not really the investment that you make if you're a football team. That potential investment, and ultimately they ended up trading 58 and 99 to move up to 48. So there's already some investment, but the thought that they were going to make that massive investment in Ersery, it really does make me think there's a chance day one he's got an opportunity to be the left tackle and maybe even the right tackle. Now, if he beats out one of the current projected tackles, that's great for Ersery. It's bad for the other tackle. It's bad for the Texans' investment in them, but it just adds to the potential success of the Ersery selection. But I think back to just last year when there was a somewhat invested in veteran in front of the rookie player, and the Texans decided to give the rookie the chance to find his way into the starting lineup right away, and ultimately he did, and so did another rookie of his. And I think back to last year with Kamari Lassiter. Kamari Lassiter drafted, the Texans had a veteran stopgap player ready in Jeff Okudah and potentially C.J. Henderson to be the cornerback opposite Derek Stingley. And then literally the second day that media was available or was allowed to watch OTAs, Kamari Lassiter's playing outside. He's defending Stephon Diggs. He's looking like every bit the part. And you're like, okay, well, looks like the veterans are chasing the rookie. And really, if a rookie's on the same level as a veteran already, the rookie kind of has that advantage over the veteran, because you got to imagine the veteran probably is what they are and not getting much, much better. The rookie probably has an opportunity to grow and really step into that role a little bit more and a little bit deeper for the team. So when you start thinking about it that way, and you think back to Kamari Lassiter last year, how they really trusted him basically from the word go, and he beat out some veterans. Now, Cam Robinson's better at left tackle than Jeff Okudah was at cornerback, so a little bit easier task for Kamari Lassiter. But even Kalen Bullock, when they were healthy, they were still putting Bullock on the field a ton early on in the season, and then ultimately he was on the field a lot just a couple of weeks into the season as a rookie. This organization will trust a rookie, and perhaps that's been one of my big blind spots thinking about 2025 is they'll trust a rookie, even if it is at offensive line, because they were ready to trust Juice Scruggs to be the starting center as a second-round pick. So they'll certainly trust a rookie. They'll certainly trust a second-round pick to go in there right away. So why wouldn't they trust Aireontae Ersery right off the bat? That, to me, the potential trade that fell through with the New England Patriots to maybe go and get Ersery, that, to me, really cemented that Ersery's a little bit closer to starting at left tackle in 2025 and beginning his hopeful long tenure as the left tackle for the Houston Texans sooner rather than later. Because again, a $12 million investment in Cam Robinson, you made that investment as the Houston Texans before you knew you were going to be able to get Aireontae Ersery. I mean, he potentially could have been a late first-round pick or certainly even an earlier second-round pick than what the Texans used on him. So Robinson was there. The investment in Robinson was there in case you don't end up with a player like Ersery. But if you end up with a player like Ersery, you love him as much as the Texans do, why wouldn't you go ahead and give him the opportunity to start right away? If the Texans felt so strongly about his talent to potentially move really valuable pieces of not only this year's draft, but a valuable piece out of next year's draft to go and get him, it signals to me that he has a much greater chance to start at left tackle from the jump than I initially was giving him credit for. So what say you? You believe Ersery is going to find himself a starting role right off the bat for the Texans, or maybe it's a little sit and wait? This is a tougher veteran to overcome than some of the previous rookies who've had to overcome veterans to get starting spots. Let me know in the comment section down below. On your way down there, throw me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget, myself, Landry Locker, combine on SNL weekdays at 4 p.m., so don't miss out on that. Plenty of fun stuff, lots of great stuff coming your way live each and every weekday at 4 p.m. right here on YouTube on the SNL channel. So subscribe to that in the description down below. And also in the description down below, you'll find the link to my friends at The Perfect Jean. 15% off the best jeans you're ever going to wear. Lightweight, breathable, stretchy, and comfortable. Comfort is king when it comes to jeans, and The Perfect Jean has done an incredible job making them the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. You'll enjoy them as well, and you're going to enjoy 15% off and free shipping at my link in the description down below. You know what? This would be a great treat ahead of Father's Day. Go ahead, get the order in. You know what size jeans Dad wears. Dad's been wearing the same size jeans for years now. Get him a leveled up version of jeans. Get him the perfect jean for him. Perfect jean, perfect Father's Day gift. What more could Dad ask for than a pair of jeans that he'll never want to take off? Maybe he's not doing as much work in his jeans like he used to, but hey, sitting in his comfy chair in the living room in the most comfortable jeans ever, he'll love it. Check out The Perfect Jean, the link in the description down below. Appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait till we talk Texans again soon. And oh, by the way, how about a bonus food review coming your way right now? Okay, well, not a new item, a returning item that I didn't get the first time it was out, and it came and went very quickly. But Glenn Bell's dream has come true. Taco Bell has moved beyond just tacos, and they do now chicken nuggets. That's right, Taco Bell has chicken nuggets. This is what they look like. They have the Taco Bell seasoning on them, which is for the color there. You get 5 nuggets, and these are pretty decently sized nuggets. I would say that they're about the same size as Chick-fil-A nuggets more often than not. So you have 5 nuggets for $3.99. You get 10 for $6.99. Obviously, you buy more, there's more. They come with Bell sauce, which looks like, like a Taco Bell version of a cane sauce. And then you got to, for $1, you got to buy the other sauces. Jalapeno honey mustard, and then Mike's hot honey Diablo sauce. Now, I don't love spicy things, but I got a hunch that Diablo sauce isn't going to heat me up too much, is it? And again, Diablo sauce, Mike's hot honey, is this just simply their Diablo sauce with Mike's hot honey? I don't know. We're going to find out all together. We'll do a nugget by itself. We'll do a nugget with each of the sauces, and then we'll do a nugget there at the end to really get a sense. There's 5 nuggets, there's 3 sauces. So let's see what we can do as I open the sauce. Yeah, that's basically Taco Bell cane sauce. Here we go. Okay, so nugget by itself, pretty sizable little nugget here. Pretty sizable. Okay, let's see what the inside looks like. All right, the inside looks a little dry. Cheers. That's a good nugget. It's not the juiciest nugget you've ever had. It's a fast food taco joint frying a nugget, so you're not going to get a super juicy nugget, but it's quite dry, actually. Oh, Pepsi Zero, by the way. I don't love Baja Blast. I certainly don't love Baja Blast Zero. All right, the sauces may be necessary. Let's see what we got here for this one. We'll try the jalapeno honey mustard here. So pretty sizable little dip. That is much better than I expected it to be. You've got a good jalapeno flavor. You've got the honey mustard that gets in there. Let's get another dip here, a little double dip in the jalapeno. That's very good. That's a very good sauce. Okay, it's the first sauce we've tasted, so it's at the top of the sauce rankings. Let's try the Mike's Hot Honey Diablo sauce. Oh, this is messy.
Okay, it's really their Diablo sauce with a little Mike's Hot Honey added in there. It looks good, and it's got good flavor. The heat is a little bit slower to you, but it's not going to overwhelm you. This is not going to kill you if you don't like spicy things. I like the jalapeno honey mustard better. All right, let's try the Bell sauce, which is, I'm guessing, their version of basically cane sauce. Oh, buddy. I like that. That's the best sauce. The Bell sauce is the best. They should put the Bell sauce on other items on this menu. Let's get another dip of the Bell sauce. That is, it's like if cane sauce wasn't Southwestern, or it's like if cane sauce went Southwestern. That's kind of how I would phrase it. You get a very clear taco-esque flavor added to like a cane sauce. The Bell sauce is where it's at. The Bell sauce is where it's at. That jumps the whole flavor of the nugget up. All right, one more piece here. Just the nugget, just to get a good flavor understanding. Is it a great fast food chicken nugget? No, it's not a great fast food chicken nugget. Is it a bad fast food chicken nugget? No, it's not a bad fast food chicken nugget. It's simply a solid nugget. It's a nugget that a taco place is doing. You've got a little bit of that hinty Southwestern taco flavor to the nugget. You got 3 different sauces. I recommend the jalapeno honey mustard, and I highly recommend the Bell sauce. I'd say nuggets by themselves, 6.8. 6.8, scales 1 to 11, 11 being the best thing you've ever had. I go nuggets by themselves, 6.8. Nugget in the Bell sauce, 7.3. Nugget in the jalapeno honey mustard. Excuse me. That was rude. Nugget in the jalapeno honey mustard, 7.1. And then the Mike's Hot Honey Diablo, still the same. Doesn't change much for me, but that Bell sauce is where it's at. I'm going to get Bell sauce, and I'm going to get the potatoes from here with nothing on it, and I'm going to put the Bell sauce on the potatoes. I like the Bell sauce. I like the Bell sauce more than I like the nuggets. One more time on the jalapeno honey mustard. All right, so Taco Bell, not a strong recommendation on the nuggets. Worth a try, especially if maybe you got kids, they don't want tacos, you do want tacos. You get them some nuggets, they should be okay. Again, not the worst fast food nugget I've ever had. Certainly not the best fast food nugget I've ever had. Decent enough value. Nothing's great value in fast food anymore. But solid enough for a taco place that does chicken nuggets, but not the best chicken nuggets that you're ever going to have. So there's your food review Friday, but I highly recommend that Bell sauce. Put it on other things at Taco Bell. Get it and put it on other things. You won't be disappointed with the Bell sauce or the jalapeno honey mustard. That was good too.